Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to IL-2 Simovic, the free French career, where I'm on the intelligence screen. Not a place I visit very often. Ha ha ha. But anyway, I'm on the intelligence screen, but I noticed that we share this Daeron aerodrome with a few other squadrons, and I was checking them out, and I discovered that we actually share it with 66 Squadron, which is led by the incredibly famous squadron leader Johnny Johnson. So apparently Gaston and his chums have been rubbing shoulders with the celebrity hoi polloi over here at Daeron, which is fascinating. I didn't realise that, but he is actually there. And should we end up doing a mission with 66 Squadron in the air, flying around doing stuff alongside us, Johnny Johnson, well, there's a good chance he'll be in the air as well, which is pretty cool. Their call sign is Viceroy, as a matter of fact, so if you do see Viceroy popping up in the chat log on the screen, it'll be that lot. We've also got with us 193 Squadron, their veteran status, their call sign is Angel. I think we've heard them in a mission before. There's 326 Squadron, which is us, status competent apparently. Rabbit Squadron, they're veterans, 66, and then we got 403, whose call sign is Baffin. We're all Spitfire squadrons, by the looks of things. But anyway, just thought I'd share that little nugget of info with you. So, right, a couple of things have changed, actually. One is I installed that mod I mentioned last time, so the radio chatter in the game will be a bit more lively, which is quite fun. None of it really makes a lot of sense, but it is quite fun and lively, and it's just kind of cool to have it going on in the background. It makes the game feel a bit more alive, rather than the robot voice you get over the radio all the time, constantly in vanilla, which, honestly, after a certain point, you just end up completely tuning out anyway. It's a big improvement over that, but we'll get to that when we get to it. The other thing is, I was getting really sick of long loading times, so I moved IL-2 over onto my SSD. And as a lovely side effect of that, it meant that I moved PWCG over to my SSD as well, and now it runs faster. This seems to load new pages a bit quicker than it did before, which is quite nice. Because, gosh, it was a little sluggish before. Anyway, let's generate a new mission. We're still in the midst of Market Garden, as I'm sure you're no doubt aware. Let's see what's coming up next. Let's finish generating it. I also turned up some in-game sound effects as well. In-game. I forgot that the PWCG does have some fun little background sound effects, which you can hear right now. I turned up the volume for those so you can actually hear them now. Right. Close air patrol over our troops near Nijmegen again, which I spelt wrong on the report, I think. I spelt it with an A, which was very silly of me. But yes, close air patrol over Nijmegen again. What's the time? I'm sorry, what? Am I reading that correctly? 11:30 at night. Really? Okay then. Right, that'll be interesting. Weather report is mostly clear, some high altitude clouds. Well, at least there's that. At least the weather's cleared up. Alright, it's a night mission apparently. Wow, okay. I don't think we've ever done an honest-to-God night mission before. This will be interesting. Anyway, I don't know what they expect us to accomplish, frankly, but we'll give it a go. Right. Yeah, engage enemy aircraft. We're not night fighters, man. We don't have radar. How on earth are we going to do this? Whatever. We'll give it a go, I suppose. Famous last words, right? Well, we've got 4 of us assigned to it, including, and I don't think I haven't noticed this, but we do have a Gaston and a Maurice in the same squadron right next to each other. But, yeah, that's... I did notice that, actually. I just forgot to comment on it before. Next. Map. All the way up here again, eh? Yes, the Germans are attacking As you can see by this big blue blackish coloured arrow, they were trying to squeeze the paratroopers to death, unfortunately. And ooh, looks like we do have some other guys, in doing stuff today. Oh god, the map's gone all completely buggered. Can we unbugger that, please? Yeah, there we go. There is going to be a transport group of C-47s doing some stuff. They're dropping. I imagine they're dropping supplies to the surrounded paratroopers. I guess there were many supply drops that took place over the course of Market Garden. So, unfortunately, a lot of them were dropped in the wrong place because the drop zones were overrun very early on by the Germans. So the C-47s, in all likelihood, will be dropping a nice care package for the Jerrys. Oh dear. Well, maybe we'll see them, but considering it's a night mission, apparently, I doubt we will. But that's cool. I did tweak the mission configuration options again to allow at least, one of the allied unit to be operating at the same time as us from time to time, because I was kind of getting a little bit bored of the sky being completely empty with the exception of us. So we'll have a few other bits and bobs going on, which is nice. Let's go to waypoints. It's going to be pretty low altitude. That's fine. Are we really sure about this time? It seems like a truly terrible idea. But I've never flown a night mission in IL-2, and I'm kind of curious. Alright, pilots. Spitfire Mark 14. Not today. Although we really should get over ourselves and have a go and learn the 14. Because on paper, at least, it's certainly a very, very good aeroplane. The Mark 14. It's very, very fast, and it does have a good rate of turn on paper. It has a rate of turn that's about the same as the Mark 9. It just sort of feels different in my head for some reason. Let's go with 150 octane fuel for everybody, and you can have E-type wings as well. And the other thing about it, as well as with the Mark 14, is it has an absolutely ridiculous rate of climb. And now, I knew it had a very good rate of climb. What I didn't realise is that it has a better rate of climb than any other aircraft on the Western Front in this scenario, in the Bodenplatte scenario. Of all the British and American and German aircraft involved, the Mark 14 has far and away the best climb rate of all of them. It can outclimb 109s quite handily, which is stunning to me because 109s are supposed to be the best climbers. But apparently the Mark 14 was a beast, and it could handily outclimb 109 K4s and G10s and all the rest of them. So that's kind of cool. Apparently Maurice is in a Mark 9 as well, so yeah, we'll give him 150 octane and a mirror, I suppose. Alright, accept mission. Ladies and gentlemen, I will join you on the runway for our nighttime takeoff. Oh boy. Alright folks, here we go. Yeah, let's put the lights on, shall we? Not those lights, I meant these lights. Alright, wrap up and away. Gear up. Canopy closed. Bring the RPMs right the way back. Okay, now, where is he? Okay, there he is. I can see him. Turn the nav lights off. There's two of our chaps in front of us. I'm going to turn the cockpit lights off as well, because the glare on the windscreen actually is a thing, as it turns out. Oh, bloody hell. I have a hard time spotting my chums in the daytime, let alone at night. This is outrageous, although I thought that was the moon for a second. No, it's my mirror. Good grief. Where are they? Right, I'm going to turn off to the left and follow our waypoints. Okay, I can see some dots over there. That's our chums, I think. I can't see the moon anyway, but it feels like it might be at least a partial full moon. Because it's not quite as dark as I perhaps expected it to be. There you are, boys. I've read first-hand accounts of pilots who flew night missions during World War II. And often fighter pilots especially, they were flying in formation with their leaders, and the only way they could sort of keep track of them is by looking for the exhaust flames from the engine, like you can see there. I'm not having quite so much luck in that regard, I must say. I need to turn left here. I'm just going to try and follow the waypoints on my map, and hopefully I'll find the others if we do that. In fact, there they are, right in front of me. Hello, boys. I'm going to do my best to stay with you. I don't have your eyes, night vision AI power, I'm afraid, so. Also, you've flown into a cloud, which, frankly just takes the piss, but there it is. Chaps. Hello? This would be much easier if I was the squadron leader and they were following me. I say, chaps, hello. Where are you? You're not behind me, are you? Don't bother me. Gordon Bennett. I don't remember what the cruising altitude for this flight was supposed to be. I'm going to go down a bit and see if I can spot them on the horizon line, I think there's definitely some clouds up here, and I think possibly they've flown into one or two of them, that's why I can't find them. I'm going to turn off the lamp on my own desk. The glare on the monitor is making it even harder. Where have you gone, guys? Do you know what? I'm about this close to just throwing in the towel and going back to base. Because this is hopeless. I don't see anyone. They've completely gone. I'm even following the waypoint track and everything. Yeah, no, bugger this. I'm going home. Alright. Coming towards the approach point now. I have discovered, somewhat paradoxically, by turning on the cockpit lighting, the glare on the windscreen allows me to see a little bit of the ground below me, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm rolling with it. Mostly because I turned on the cockpit lights, and then to my absolute horror, I saw trees coming towards me, quite low. Apparently, I hadn't been paying enough attention to my instruments, because I've not flown on instruments in a sim for a while. But we're going to do it today, apparently. Start slowing down, losing some speed here. I don't know if the airfield has any lights. They might have a few burning tyres or whatever next to the runway, if we're lucky, to guide our way, but I'm not optimistic, I've got to say. Get the canopy open as soon as we're able. I got all my lights on, including the formation light on the bottom of the plane. Can't seem to turn on the landing light. That was the landing light shortcut, but apparently they've not modelled the landing light on the Spit 9 in the sim, which is a bit of a shame, because it would be really helpful on this occasion. Aerodrome should be out in front of us somewhere. Not that I can really see it. Don't seem to be any lights. Pottering along here at 400 feet or so right now. zigzag a bit, perhaps. Maybe we'll have some better luck that way. According to my little handy-dandy cheating map, it should be on our left somewhere. In fact, are those hangars? Bloody difficult to say, isn't it? Yeah, they look like hangars to me. Okay, well, I'm not nervous at all. I mean, it's not like tons of pilots in World War II were killed attempting nighttime landings or anything. Which way's the wind blowing? Okay. Time to circuit around here then. At least I can just about make out the runway. Thank God we're at a concrete strip and not landing on a prepared field. Alright, let's do this. Get that speed back. Get the pitch trim sorted. Just need to get to 160 and I can put the gear out. Come on. Gear down. I cannot promise a pretty landing today, folks. That's for damn sure. Might even go around, frankly, if it doesn't look good. Once we hit 140 miles per hour. Flaps are coming out. Right, flaps. Try and get this vaguely on the centre line. Come on. Bounce. And we're down. Brakes. Keep the stick back so the nose doesn't go forward. Okay. Bells, bells. Okay, I can unclench now. Whew. Let's get off the runway. And get ourselves told off by the squadron CO. Go and face the music, you know. Oh, hello. There are little fires burning next to the runway, but apparently we can't see them from the air, which rather defeats the point of them, frankly, if you ask me. That might be a graphical settings thing, I'm not sure. Alright, this'll do. Whew. We are at least back on the ground safe. Oh, I forgot to retract the flaps. There we go. That's that then. Right, let's try another mission, shall we? Let's see. Check off. Lost sight of squadron. Couldn't. Oh, that's not spelled correctly. Couldn't see a bloody thing. Whose idea was this anyway? Finished. Lovely. Okay, well there we go. That's another mission technically in the bag. Let's see what we've got coming up for us next. The date is this now the following day. It's the 19th. Have they got something for us slightly earlier in the day, please? Possibly. Maybe. Would be nice. Alright, close air patrol over Eindhoven. Okay, that's a much shorter trip, thank goodness. Although I'd love to be able to help the guys at Arnhem out if possible, but I guess that's just not come up yet. Ooh, I'm leading the flight this time. Oh, I love it when this happens. Okay, cool. So Gaston in the number 1 slot. Victor is our doughty number 2. We got Adrian Tavel and Philippe Lafargue. I think at least one of those guys is one of the new people, I think. Yeah, they're both warrant officers. I think they're the new people. So it's me and Victor taking out the newbies, I guess. Alright, well, cool. What time? 1 in the afternoon. Delightful. Got the afternoon shift back. Cloud layer is light cloud cover, high altitude. Cloud layer is at 5,000 meters. Okay, next. Let's have a look at your old map. Let's see, the transports are doing more supply drops, I assume. Apparently they're going to add a flyable C-47 to the game. Which I can't remember where I saw that, but apparently they are going to add a flyable C-47 transport plane to the game. Because the Germans have got a transport plane, they've got the Ju-52, but the Allies don't have one. But apparently they are going to add a flyable C-47 for Battle of Normandy, and I am hype, because I've actually flown the C-47 quite a lot in like civilian flight sims, like X-Plane, because there's a quite a good C-47 you can get for X-Plane, but I'd love to be able to fly it in IL-2 in a military context, you know, dropping paratroopers and supplies and things like that, and doing ferry trips from one base to another. I would happily like do a career mode of that. Quite happily, just do that as a chilled out thing. Anyway, I see no problems with this, frankly, other than the slightly dog-legged egress and ingress, but maybe it's to avoid some flak or something. So, back over to the waypoints. It's going to be 2,000 meters. Pilots. Whenever it's ready. And of course we will be flying our Mark 9, thank you very much. One of the few remaining ones we've got. Oh, there's only one available right now. Crumbs. Philippe Lafargue is flying the other one. Okay, cool. Eventually we're going to run out of Mark 9s and I will have to fly the 14. Technically we can go to the equipment tab and actually request some more, but that feels an awful lot like cheating to me. The squadron historically at this time was converting from Mark 9s to Mark 14s, and so eventually if we're going to play this in the spirit of the setting, we really should eventually convert to the 14. I don't know what I'm going to do when that happens, though. I've grown very attached to the Mark 9. It's still a perfectly capable aircraft, even this late in the war, actually, the Mark 9. It was a phenomenal version of the Spitfire, the Mark 9. It was superb. Okay, E-type wings for you. 150 octane fuel as well. Doodle-doo. Mirror. No, not clipped wings, actually. I'm not going to take the gyro gun sight this time because I want to show you something gun sight related, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, yeah, I've got a Mark 9, Victor's got a 14, Adrian's got a 14, and Philippe has got a Mark 9 as well. Okay, cool. And yeah, I'll eventually have to... Let's see, accept mission. I'll eventually have to convert to the 14. When that happens, I'm going to see if I can flex my Photoshop skills and maybe make a blue-nosed Mark 14 for Gaston to fly around in. That'd be kind of fun. But anyway, for now, we're sticking with the 9. Do you know what the truly lovely thing about being the flight lead is? It's the fact that I don't have to unpause the game, fix my TrackIR, and hit the record button frantically, all within the space of about 3 seconds before the squadron leader takes off. When I'm the squadron lead, I can take as much time as I like, and we can sit here on the runway until I'm damn well ready to take off. Like now. It's good to be the king, that's all I'm going to say. Right, Japs, let's go. Oh, I tell you what, just for dramatic effect, pilot gestures. Let's go. There we go. Up, up, and away. Gear up. Canopy closed. And the little mini-map up. Bring the RPMs right back. Everyone else? Everyone else good? I sort of see them back there. I might slow the throttle back a bit for them to catch up. Alright, I'll climb up to... I mean, the briefing said about 5,000 meters or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. But I'm going to climb up to an altitude that I feel is appropriate because, damn it all, I'm in charge today. I'm going to do things Gaston's way. So I'm going to climb up to the altitude that I fancy, and then we'll be on our way. At the moment, I'm just going to keep going as we are at the moment and let the other chaps catch up. Wherever they've gotten to. Yeah, they're on their way. I can see them back there. So let's go. Flight leader orders. Formation. Form a V. Make this a nice shallow climb. Trip down a little bit. We're good to go. Left turn coming up on our ingress route. Oh, I know. They're catching up. See, it's not so fun, is it, guys, when the squadron leader just belts off in a direction without so much as a buy or leave. They've caught up to me, though. Good stuff. Let's make this turn here. Nice and gentle. Unlike the squadron leader usually, who is incredibly violent in his course corrections, I found. Although you idiots really are struggling with it even now, aren't you? Get it together, chaps. Close up. Lovely jubbly. Right. So here's something I wanted to show you on that topic of gun sights. I've discovered, well, remembered, what the gun sight controls are. I'm going to show them to you here in just a minute. So we're on course, there we go. I'm going to enable the auto level. So, the gun sight, this British gun sight here, I forget what it is exactly. It's like the Mark II gun sight, apparently, the Mark II reflector. This essentially is how it works. You see, you've got the circle here, you've got the dot in the middle, and then you've got these two horizontal bars. Now, the way you do this, essentially, you see you've got these knobs on the side here, these sliders. You set the range that your guns converge at. So basically the range at which your right gun and your left gun, the shots from them meet in the middle out in front of the plane. And then you set the wingspan of the enemy you want to be shooting at. And essentially what that does is it means that when the enemy's wings fill the gap between the two horizontal bars, that ideally is where you should open fire. So if I recall how to do this, aiming is set to, I forget what my gun's set to converge at right now. Normally I have them set to 180 yards. So we'll just set that. And then the wingspan, I think of a 109 is about 30, I think it's already set to 32 feet or so. I forget exactly, it's 30, maybe is it 34 feet? Yeah, it might be 34 feet. I'd have to go look it up. It's been a while since I've had to do this. And as you can see, the horizontal bars have now moved a bit. And now ideally, when I'm chasing a 109 or a 190, they both have a very similar wingspan. When their wings fill that gap between the two horizontal bars, we pull the trigger, and we should get an immediate direct hit in the center of the enemy aeroplane. And that's how it works, essentially. That's actually how you're supposed to use the Mark II reflector gun sight. I usually, though, just go by the dot in the middle and eyeball the rest of it, because, frankly, that's the best way to do it. And that's how a lot of pilots in real life did it, really. The gyro gun sight I might show you next time, because it's a similar procedure with the gyro gun sight, but it's a slightly different arrangement. But I'll show you that another time. But as I said before, a lot of pilots didn't like the gyro gun sight. They found it kind of annoying. In fact, I think there's one possibly apocryphal tale about an F-86 Sabre pilot in the Korean War who, rather than use his gyro gun sight, he stuck a piece of bubble gum on the windscreen of his plane in the middle where the bullets would go, and he used that instead. But who knows if that's actually true. It's one of those things that I've just heard somewhere, and I've never been able to sort of verify whether or not it was true. But anyway, looks like everyone's in formation. We're about to make that dogleg turn over to the right, but ladies and gents, I shall join you once again. Let me check my temps actually. Oh, they're fine. I'll join you when we spot something. Alright, I think the squadron might have spotted something because I just saw one of the newbies veer off dramatically to the left here. What are you doing, old boy? What have you spotted? Where's everyone else gone? Even when I'm in charge, I lose everyone. Okay, there's the back two. I'm kind of reminded of that scene in Battle of Britain where the Polish pilots just randomly veer off to attack against orders, because that totally feels quite similar. Okay, they found something. They're not even to Eindhoven yet. What have we found? Is that a 190? That looks like a 190. Oh, I've lost the bastard. Where's he gone? Alright, steady with the G's there, Gaston. Who are you? I'm not entirely sure. That's Jerry. Let's take advantage of the Mark 9's really nice rate of climb. We can definitely outclimb a 190, that's for sure. Hello, me old mate. Keep an eye out for your chums. Slot in behind you, shall we? Some good hits on him. Wasn't enough to bring him down though, apparently. Quick check around. Who's that down there? Oh, I've lost the bugger. Let's worry about you, shall we? You're a Spitfire. Delightful. Well, if that 190 sensible, he's buggering off home. Ooh, hello. What's happened to you, mate? One of our Spitfires. He's quite damaged. Okay, although I can see someone else. A couple of other planes here, actually. Spitfire, I think. German, definitely. Right, let's take the turn up a little bit higher to cut the corner here. Whoa! Or we can stall out by pulling too hard. That works too. How are my temps doing? A little bit toasty. In the midst of that manoeuvre, I've lost the bastard again. Alright, Philippe's bailing out apparently. That's not a good sign. I think the Spitfire just flew past me. That sounded like a Spit. I think you are our German friend. Come on, you stubborn little tricksy bugger. Let's have you. Just try and stay behind him. bastard. He's not having to do much to get away from me, is he, admittedly? Woo! Bit of him just flew off. I think he's going in, finally. Who are those blobs behind me? Yep, he's gone in, smashed into the forest. Okay, we've got something above us. Looks like a Spitfire. Alright. Flight leader orders, cover me. Oh, that was me firing a flare. I wondered what that was. Yeah, when you do a little command like that, it fires a flare, which is a bit goofy. I think that's a hangover from the Rise of Flight days. Alright, let's back up the throttle. Keep forgetting I'm using 150 octane fuel here. Just not fly straight and level for too long, shall we? Make sure we clear our 6. Who have we got up there? A couple of Spitfires. Lovely. Hello, chaps. I'll climb up to meet you. Well, I've got a couple of dots ahead of me. One of my wingmen has joined me. And, oh, 2 of them have. Lovely. I can't help but notice also that at some point, my bloody tail got shot at. I totally didn't notice that. I must have gotten very lucky. I sincerely doubt those over there are Spitfires. Yeah, I tell you what as well, it's definitely affecting my controls a little bit, this, you know. This damage at the back here. I thought it was the wind at first, and then I looked back there and I was like, hang on a minute, is that a bullet hole? But yes, the responsiveness of the elevator is compromised a little bit, which I'm not totally keen on. I think we better investigate whatever these guys are. I think they might be the C-47s, the transport planes. But I'm not totally sure. Yeah, I'm trying to trim this thing out, and it's just impossible. I can't do it. You guys still back there with me? Yeah, you are. Good. Sorry about my erratic flying, chaps. Circumstances are a little dodgy. Yeah, that's a pair of C-47s. You can tell they've got those slightly swept back wings. Okay. Let's make a sweep over the town and then get out of here, because frankly, I don't feel tremendously safe in this. Sounds like Philippe's made it home. He's landing at Deist by the looks of it. I don't know why it says fake in front of it, by the way, for the name there, but he's landing at Deist. Does look a bit like the fighting's been rather thick down there, eh? Oh, landing with this wonky elevator is going to be interesting. Just realising. What's that above me? Is that both our Spitfire friends? Some of the new radio voice lines are from Microsoft Combat Flight Simulator. It took me a while to figure out where they were from when I was testing it out, but that's where they're from, and it's tremendously nostalgic because it was actually the first flight sim I ever played on a PC. It was Microsoft's Combat Flight Simulator. So, yes, it's jolly cool. I quite like it. Little trip down memory lane. I don't know why you guys are keeping such a distance, frankly, but At least you're there, watching my 6. That looks like German ground AA, perhaps, shooting at the C-47s? That's not good, is it? I wonder if we can locate that AA and maybe do something about it.
Bombs away.
Bombs away. I imagine it's not bombs away, but yes, look, they're dropping parachutes. That will be the supplies, which, I think you're dropping into German hands, you fools. Oh my god, really, it's a disaster, isn't it? It would be plain to Gaston now, if it wasn't already, that things are really not going quite according to plan. I thought I saw some flak shooting up at them, but I don't know where it is. Could be ensconced anywhere in the city there, in which case it's going to be impossible for us to find. Unless it starts shooting at us, and even then. Yeah, no, I think we're going to have to leave it. I don't see any more Jerrys. I don't even know how many 190s there were. There was only one that I remember encountering, really. I'm assuming the one I opened fire on at the beginning was the same guy. Might not have been, of course. Yeah, I don't see any ground targets that we can take advantage of, and I'm not sure I'd really want to try strafing with my aircraft in this slightly weird state. It's very difficult to convey just with words. It's the sort of thing you could only really understand if you were trying to control the plane yourself at home. Is this a Jerry airfield? I don't see any planes. Otherwise those would be good targets of opportunity. Just a bunch of tents and abandoned hangars. Makes sense, it is awfully close to the Allied positions, I suppose. I wonder... I'll have a little look at my map here if I just go auto level on for a moment. Get out the big old paper map. Are there any other air bases around here? There's one over at Helmond, apparently. Just over to the east. Tell you what, we'll go check that out. Right about there, chaps. Dragging your heels a bit there, guys. Come on. Let's see. Airfields. Are there any? Oh, this is ridiculously difficult. I thought Philippe already landed. That's a bit weird. Any nasty Germans down there on the ground? There might have been more, honestly, if I hadn't turned down the mission generator settings. But unfortunately I kind of had to, for performance reasons. Right, apparently Rabbit 4 has actually landed now. Which is good. Okay, Helmond's apparently a bit further away than I thought it was. I'm not sure I'm interested on that basis. Alright, sorry to waste your time, everybody. But I think we're going home. Alright, boys and girls, it's right ahead. 3 out of 4 ain't bad, I suppose. Luckily, it sounds like Philippe survived as well. He landed somewhere else, which is damn fine news. So, gents, orders, return to base. We are done today. Let's do a break over the field. And the wind today is it's a total crosswind. Delightful. All right then, that should be fun. Break to the right. Nav lights on for good measure. Canopy open. I'll do my best to land this crate with a bugged elevator, I suppose. I can't quite tell. I think it's the elevator, because it wasn't like this during the rest of the flight. Because part of me was wondering maybe if it's just the wind or something. Maybe it's extremely windy today or whatever, but... No, I think genuinely it's damage. Alright, we've got a little bit too slow there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Not liking this. It feels like the controls are all full of jam. Gear down. Flaps down. Assuming they work. Not sure if they do. Flaps released. There we go. Finally, I had to double tap it for some reason. Alright, come on. Let's do this. Without running out of runway, preferably. Right, backstick, backstick, backstick. Just for a brief minute there, I thought it was going to ground loop. I could feel the plane slipping off to the left. Flaps up. It's actually rather prematurely opened my door there. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, not quite. Almost. That's 3 in a row now, I think, where we haven't had ground loops. It's almost as if practice makes perfect or something. Alright. Nav lights off. Engine off. I think there's someone coming in for a landing. There's one of them flying over, but I feel like one of them's coming in for a landing up there. In fact, I've recently discovered you can go free cam in this. It's marvellous. I don't have to stay focused on the plane. I can actually move the camera wherever I want. So on that note, let's inspect this landing, shall we? Not too bad. I can't figure out how to zoom it in any further than I already did, I'm afraid. How do I get the camera to go up? There we go. I don't know who that was that just landed, but he did a decent enough job. Is he going to ground loop like Victor did? I guess that's how we'll know if it's Victor, right? Looks like the answer is no, though. Did alright considering he landed in a crosswind, actually. Where's numero 3? Where has he got to? Actually, don't see him anywhere. Must be behind the tree line somewhere. Either way, I think we're done here. Let's see, we're claiming one victory today. Fucker Wolf 190A something, not sure what it was. It did crash into the woods in a ball of fire, though, so we can definitely say we got it, and we even have extra witnesses to boot. So let's submit that. On the 19th of September, 1944. Sorted have been coming quick, thick and fast, haven't they, lately? Sometimes it skips a few days, but not recently. Not with Market Garden on. Alright, maximum information. Start debrief. Let's see a few pink dots over there. Okay. There's the full log for those of you watching at home. I wonder what... Oh, this map's very laggy. Apparently in the new versions of Pat Wilson's campaign generator, he's made the map a bit less awkward to use. I wonder what these pink dots represent. I'm curious about those, but... Right. Okay. Yeah, there was definitely some ground battling going on, that's for sure. Alright, debrief complete. Okay, claim status, yep, we got it. A 198.8, in fact, was brought down, of one JG6, looks like, was brought down by Pilot Officer Gaston Berthelot of 326 Squadron. Oberleutnant Sebastian Cromer was regrettably killed in action. And we were flying a Mark 9 Spitty, weren't we? Yes. If it was an A8, it might have been a ground attacker, to be fair. Who knows, though? Who knows? I didn't see any bombs or anything strapped underneath them, admittedly, so... Who freaking knows? The Germans probably know. You know, Jagdgeschwader 6, they know. But I don't. Let's see, notification victory. Henri got a victory. He wasn't on this mission, but apparently he flew another one. On the 20th, he did. The day after the one we just flew. Looks like he... In fact, if time skipped over to the 20th, that might be something that's happened earlier today, on the same day as our next mission. But it looks like, yeah, Henri has got his next kill. I think he had 2 now, he must have 3. Got a G6 of JG77. Well, good for you, Henri. We tease him, but he seems to be quite a competent pilot, as it turns out. And Luke got a JU88 of KG54, and of course we got our 190. Pilot transferred. Warrant Officer Arsène Delcourt has been transferred to 326. Does that mean that Philippe was injured or something? Yeah, looks like Philippe is injured. Not seriously, it's not a wheelchair icon, but he's been injured. He survived though, that's the main thing. 3rd mission as well. Let's see, look, yeah, Henri's on 6 missions now, and he's got 3 victories. He's a little fella. He's doing all right for himself. He's making a bit of an impression compared to most of the other newbies. That's for sure. Excellent. And we're sitting pretty on our 13 victories. Very nice. Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you very much for tuning in. It is indeed the 20th now, so yeah, that must have happened earlier in the same day as whatever our next mission is going to be. But anyway, thanks very much for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed. Give us a like, give us a sub. I will rejoin you next time as Gaston's illustrious career continues. In spite of a few close calls here and there, it seems to continue. Jolly good. Au revoir.